Have you ever woken up at exactly 3 o'clock in the morning, completely wide awake, staring at the ceiling, and wondering why your body just won't let you sleep? Or maybe you eat a completely healthy meal, only to look down 20 minutes later and realize you are so bloated you can barely button your pants. We usually blame it on stress, or a slow metabolism, or maybe just getting older. But what if the actual culprit is something completely alive, hiding inside your digestive tract, and stealing the very nutrients you are working so hard to put into your body? It sounds like a horror movie, but intestinal parasites are way more common than most people think. In fact, if you want to stop guessing right now and see if your specific issues match up, you should definitely check out the free symptom quiz over at parasitehelpguide.com/symptom-quiz. I'll leave the link pinned in the comments and in the description so you can check it out, but it's a brilliant way to see exactly where you stand. Because the wildest part about these organisms is how they manipulate us. If you have an intense, almost uncontrollable craving for sugar and refined carbs, that might not even be your own appetite. Parasites thrive on sugar. They literally send chemical signals to your brain to make you eat more of it, essentially hijacking your diet to feed themselves. When they consume your food, they leave you with chronic fatigue, brain fog, and random skin rashes that never seem to clear up. Now, the knee-jerk reaction for most people is to want a harsh, aggressive treatment to just flush everything out immediately. But blasting your digestive system with heavy pharmaceuticals can often leave your gut microbiome completely wrecked. Fortunately, nature has a ridiculously powerful way to flip the switch and create an environment where these uninvited guests simply cannot survive. We are talking about targeted, raw juice combinations that act like a targeted cleanup crew for your system. The strategy here isn't just about drinking something green and hoping for the best. It's about understanding the specific mechanics of how certain natural compounds interact with your gut. To make a truly effective cleanse juice, you need ingredients that handle 3 specific jobs: directly attacking the organisms, breaking down the defenses, and supporting your liver so you don't feel completely miserable while your body detoxes. And remember, if you are listening to these symptoms and things are starting to click, take a second to head over to parasitehelpguide.com/symptom-quiz to see if your unique daily patterns align with a parasitic infection. It takes just a minute, and the link is right down there in the description and pinned comment. Let's start with the absolute heavyweight champion of this protocol, papaya seeds. Most people scoop these out and throw them straight into the trash, which is a massive mistake. Papaya seeds contain a highly concentrated enzyme called papain. In the right quantities, papain acts like a biological breakdown mechanism. It actually digests the protective protein coatings of adult worms and protozoa. Because it's so incredibly potent, you only need about 1 to 2 teaspoons of these fresh seeds mixed into a blend to completely change the dynamic of your intestinal environment. To build a proper base around that, you want to look at fresh organic carrots. Carrots are incredibly rich in beta-carotene, which your body utilizes to repair and reinforce the actual lining of your gut. Parasites cause micro-inflammation along your intestinal walls, and carrots help soothe that damage while creating a highly alkaline environment. Then you bring in the anti-inflammatory powerhouses, fresh ginger and turmeric root. Both of these roots contain active compounds that physically disrupt the cell walls of these organisms. But turmeric has an extra benefit: it heavily supports liver detoxification. When parasites begin to die off, they release metabolic waste and toxins into your bloodstream. If your liver is sluggish, you end up dealing with what is known as a die-off reaction, which feels like a mild flu, headaches, or sudden bouts of fatigue. By juicing an inch or 2 of fresh ginger and turmeric, you actively suppress the inflammation they cause while helping your body clear out the waste. Just make sure to add a tiny pinch of black pepper to the final mix, because it increases your body's absorption of the active curcumin in turmeric by an absolute landslide. If you want to maximize the breakdown of these organisms, fresh pineapple is another incredible addition because of an enzyme called bromelain. Just like the papain in papaya seeds, bromelain works to digest foreign proteins in the gut. If you combine 4 to 6 carrots, a cup of fresh pineapple, a teaspoon of papaya seeds, an inch of ginger, and half a squeezed lemon, you have a classic, highly targeted formula that handles the attack, the gut repair, and the liver support all at once. But here is the catch that nobody tells you: the juice alone will not save you if you keep feeding the problem. If you drink a potent anti-parasitic juice in the morning and then modern processed foods or sugary treats later in the afternoon, you are essentially hitting the gas and the brakes at the same time. You are trying to clear them out while simultaneously giving them their favorite fuel. To make this actually work, you have to completely starve them of sugar and refined starches for the duration of your protocol. Timing also dictates your success. You want to drink this fresh juice first thing in the morning on a completely empty stomach. When your digestive tract is empty, the concentrated nutrients and enzymes don't get mixed up or diluted by a heavy breakfast. They absorb rapidly and travel straight down the line, making direct contact with the areas that need it most. And because fresh, raw juice oxidizes and loses its enzyme potency incredibly fast, you want to drink it within 15 to 20 minutes of making it. Consistency is where most people fail. Parasites have incredibly complex life cycles, moving from eggs to larvae to adults. A natural protocol isn't a one-and-done laxative effect. You need to maintain this hostile environment consistently for at least 30 days to ensure you are catching every single stage of their life cycle as they hatch. For deeper, more chronic issues, many people maintain the routine for 60 to 90 days. Stopping the second you start feeling better usually just means the adult organisms are gone but the next generation is about to hatch. If you are sitting there wondering how deep your potential issue might go, that's exactly why that free assessment exists at parasitehelpguide.com/symptom-quiz. It takes the guesswork out of the equation so you can build a protocol that actually fits your body. As you step into this process, you have to know what to expect so you don't panic. In the first few days, as the juice starts doing its job and the organisms begin to clear out, you might feel a temporary dip in your energy. You might experience a bit of bloating, some mild nausea, or a headache. This isn't a sign that the juice is making you sick, it's a sign of die-off. Your body is working overtime to eliminate the cellular debris and toxins. To help your system get through that phase smoothly, hydration is non-negotiable. Flush your system with massive amounts of clean water throughout the day. You can also incorporate things like raw coconut oil, which contains medium-chain fatty acids that offer incredible antifungal and antiparasitic support, or a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to keep your stomach acid levels exactly where they need to be to act as a natural barrier. Once you push past that initial week of clearing things out, the transition is incredible. The constant, phantom bloating after meals starts to completely dissipate. That heavy, stubborn brain fog clears up, leaving you with sharp focus. Your natural skin clarity returns because your liver isn't overwhelmed by internal toxins anymore. And suddenly, those intense, late-night sugar cravings completely vanish because the organisms driving the behavior are no longer running the show. Take it one day at a time. Start with a clean, simple carrot, ginger, and lemon base. Gradually introduce the potency of the papaya seeds, cut off the sugar supply, and give your body the time and consistency it needs to truly restore its internal balance. Now, if you are sitting there listening to all of this and pieces of the puzzle are finally starting to click together for you, if you're wondering if these random, frustrating issues you've been dealing with are actually being caused by parasites, you don't have to just guess anymore. Go find out for sure. Head over to parasitehelpguide.com/symptom-quiz right now. It is a quick, completely free symptom quiz specifically designed to help you look at your unique everyday symptoms, analyze what's really going on internally, and give you a much clearer picture of whether these organisms are the hidden culprit behind your health struggles. To make it incredibly easy for you to find, I am putting that exact link right at the top of the description box below, and I am also going to pin it as the very first comment so you can just click right through. Go take the quiz, see where your baseline is, and let's get your body back in balance.